I talk about yes and no intuition a lot. So I realized we need a session that is focused only on yes and no intuition. So here we go. Make sure to click subscribe and the notification button because I want you to get the videos, but it does help the channel as well. And I am always grateful for your help. This really fun thing happened in the back of my mind when I was recording the last session that I just recorded, which is going to end up being the next session after this now, because I heard myself talking again about yes and no intuition. And this little voice in the back of my head, my human little voice in the back of my head, not intuition, just me, said, you know, you really need a concentrated session on just yes and no. I was like, yep, I hear you. So here we go. That's what this is. We're going to talk only about yes and no intuition today. We're going to talk about why it's important. We're going to talk about, when to use it. And we're also going to talk about how to be creative and really linking into figuring out how it works best for you and also how it might transform. So here we go. Yes and no intuition. This is a foundation that I personally believe you should never stop using. Never. We say, hey, I want to use my intuition for my day-to-day life. And I'll tell you, I have taught tens of thousands of students, and almost all of them learn from the SAGE method or other courses that I've taught to use in their day-to-day life. Very few of them are actually out there working as practitioners because these teachings aren't about how to be a professional. If people want to be a professional, they work with me one-on-one after the fact. All of the teachings that I put together are based on how to use your intuition for your day-to-day life. So yes and no is huge. When you start using yes and no, once you get into the flow of it, which we're going to talk about how to do, but it's so beautiful because you can use it in a split second anywhere that you're at. And you can work at it to make the yes and no so distinct that you can't get away from it. You can't go, well, maybe that's not it. And you can even set up techniques to kind of get out of your own way. If you're really, really, really vested in something and you want something really badly, and you ask, should I do this? Yes or no? And the answer keeps coming through is yes, yes, yes. But you got that little inkling in you that you're like, I wonder if I'm just making it say yes. You can use my long lost friend, which is, they're not lost. They're right on my desk, index cards. And on one index card, write the word yes. On another, write the word no. Fold them up so they match, so they're identical, so you can't tell which one's which. Mix them up, and then intuitively pick the answer. That'll help you get out of your own way. But let's talk about being out and about day to day. You don't have access to your index cards. You don't have access to your meditation station at home. You don't have any, place where you just want to ask a quick question. Do I do this or don't I do this? Do I go? Or don't I go? We can't give go or stay. We gotta give a question that's a yes and no. But should I say something? Should I do something? Should I leave? All of these questions are things that you can start to ask your intuition as you go along in your day. I think it's powerful and beautiful, and it is a fantastic way to use your intuition, especially when you have been exploring your intuition, opening up to stronger and stronger and stronger levels of it. There's going to be times that I personally am going to encourage you to have an intuitive moment, sit down and explore what happened, and ask some yes and no questions to your intuition around that, to do a little bit of analysis of how it came through. That in itself is another excellent use of yes and no. So this is what I want you to do. At first, I want you to find a quiet space, no interruptions. We're not going to jump right into the local hardware store and start asking yes and no questions there. What I want you to do is I want you to establish the responses. I want you to establish firmly, wow, when this happens, it's an absolute yes. When this happens, it's an absolute no. And establishing this for yourself is going to be a matter of taking some time out for yourself, finding that quiet space and sitting down and saying, okay, show me what yes is. Show me what no is. And doing this over and over until you feel really solid on what that response is. Now, we have students all over the globe. So I'm going to use the general term of spirit guide. And different traditions use different terms of the people that are in spirit form that watch over you. So whoever that is your team. That's what we'll call them. For me, it's my spirit guides. Work with them. Sit down and say, hey, I really would like a strong yes and a strong no. That will help me not only navigate my human path, but it'll help me in communicating with you as well. Now, if you don't have communication with guides yet, if you don't have communication with what I call your team, that's okay. Just sit down. Please take time to trust that they're there just for this experiment. Sit in a quiet place, preferably in front of a wall that's blank. I want you to sit a couple feet back from that wall. And you can close your eyes. This doesn't have to be a sight thing. You can keep your eyes open. If you keep your eyes open, please allow your eyes to relax and to defocus away from the wall. When you do this and you say, give me yes. What does yes look like, feel like, smell like, sound like? Ask for the yes and then be very, very open on how it comes through. For many people, it will come through physical. For many people, it will come through visual. Some will hear something. Some will feel one side of their body. Some will feel a different side of their body. Some people will feel, when I first started doing yes and no, it was a knowing with a feeling. When I got a yes, I felt like I was lifted up or encouraged. It was very subtle, but I felt encouraged. When I got a no, I felt very hollow and empty. Just learn the subtle differences. Start with the yes and say, please, can you show me what my intuition does when the answer that's coming through is a yes? Please, can you show me what the intuition will do when my intuition will do when the answer is a no? Do this for about a week. Once a day, 5 minutes a day, do this for about a week. By then, you will start to know what your yes is and know what your no is. Could be physical, could be smell, could be taste, could be hearing, could be sight. Could be any of those. Stay open. Stay open. Now I'm going to give you some examples of different yeses and nos that come through for different people from what I've heard over the years, also for myself. I'll start with myself. In the beginning, when it was a yes, like I said, I got this feeling of encouragement. When I got a no, it was a feeling that was just sort of hollow and empty. And I built off from there. Now, side note, I was also using a pendulum. And if you are drawn to pendulum, please use pendulum. That's a great way to get it swinging in the yes direction and then feel what that yes feels like, or see or hear also some other sign or signal of yes. So a pendulum can very well be training wheels. It was for me, was for many of my students as well. So feel free to use a pendulum, but you don't have to. Okay, here we go. That was my first yes and no. And then over time, that encouragement feeling for yes and that hollow feeling for no started to morph. And this is really important for people to hear, is your intuition is going to change over time because you change over time. So eventually it went from a feeling of encouragement for yes and a feeling of void for no to a feeling of being pulled forward for a yes and a feeling of being stopped and pushed back for a no. So I started with feelings because my visuals were not strong in the beginning. I started using yes and no intuition right out of the gate. Opened up at 32 years old. I was a full-on adult, had no experience whatsoever. And I started using yes and no. So it was subtle. Please know, you'll pick up on the difference. You'll pick up on the difference. But as my intuition grew, it changed. And I've seen this for many students. Then, and actually more often than not, this is how it comes through now. It eventually, one day I remember feeling the yes and feeling the no, but doubting it, right? And it started to feel kind of faded. This is also when we know it's time for us to shift up this intuition. It's time for us to go, okay, maybe this isn't the signals that are still resonating with my intuitive channel. Maybe I need to switch it up. And I went back to basics. Show me what a yes is. Show me what a no is. Not attached to any particular question I was asking or any particular outcome, right? There's nothing wrong with sitting back down. I don't care how intuitive you are, how open you are. There's nothing wrong with sitting back down and checking in and going, is this how it still comes through with the most clarity. So I sat down and I remember all of a sudden in front of me, this giant, like Sesame Street letters, right? But they were 10 feet tall. That YES, spelled out yes, just dropped right in front of me. And I remember thinking, well, you can't make that up. That's unusual. That's interesting. And then I said to my guide, is no kind of the same thing? And then poof, off to my right, 2 giant letters drop down. And they show up for me visually. It's kind of faded because we've talked about this, but it's kind of faded. And they show up for me visually and land, and then they dissipate. And then they show up and land, and then they dissipate. And I didn't know if that was just creativity coming from my team, or maybe at the time in my life when that started happening, maybe I was, I don't know, a little more stubborn, and maybe my yeses and nos needed to be a little louder from the guides. Who knows? Who knows? I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. I thought it was sweet. And many times that's still how it comes through today. But at this point, having been open for so many years and having such a direct communication with my spiritual guides, I simply just ask them, yes or no. And I'll end on this because this is also sort of important to say. In addition to, please try this once a day, 5 minutes a day, sit in front of a wall, either defocus or close your eyes and ask what a yes is and ask what a no is from your team. But what's also really important to say is that you're not always going to get an answer. Oh, if you got this far into the session, you're rolling your eyes and laughing at me. I know, but it's true. It's true. It's not what we want. We want everything. We want everything right now. But you're not always going to get an answer. And I have been doing this long enough to know, and I hope these words are soothing, but I've been doing this long enough to know that when they won't give me an answer, I know they know for my highest good that an answer wouldn't help me right now. So I trust that it's going to unfold the way it is. And I got to tell you, I love my life. I absolutely love my life and the gratitude I have for my spiritual guides, for my team, but for and I'm going to say it this way, for my courage to use my intuition in my day-to-day life. I'm so grateful. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm also kind of proud of you for being here. So play around with this for a little bit. Know that you're not always going to get an answer, but sit down and create the structure of your yes and no. Give yourself a tool that you can use. You will love it. Since we're in the vibe of opposites, this next video is really great. It's all about push versus pull, imagination versus intuition. Jump into this one next.